week, we were given the file encryption filter, and per this this assignment, I did this. So I created the Cypher.java, and basically it's what I'm calling the Cypher class with a read in for a file, and then I'm passing the file that I've made into either the decryption or the encryption, depending on the e.text or just .text. So if it's just a text file, it goes and becomes decrypted or becomes encrypted, and if it has the e identifier, then it becomes decrypted. All right. So in order to do this, the encrypt and decrypt is essentially the same thing, just the opposite. So I've created a main string key that I've used as an array type object where I can iterate through the whole thing and match up whatever character that I've passed into it. And it handles everything except for quotation marks. Or not quotation, but yeah, double quotes and single quotes. Those are the only two that it won't handle. And essentially it just passes it through this logic. It took me a little while to realize that whenever you start a try encapsulation, that you kind of have to follow it through before you could do a catch. I was essentially trying to do a try and then a catch and then more logic, and then another try and another catch and then more logic. But I realized pretty quick that everything kind of has to be nested. So I have one to catch the read in. We'll look at them here real quick. The overall one to get the file not found exception, and then to catch an unsupported encoding exception. And so the file not found is for reading in the file into the scanner, and then the other one is basically not being able to encode the type character or the file itself. So essentially what it does is it follows the logic, loops through all of it takes a line of characters and then goes through and shifts them by 5 in this main string. And then if it outputs the file as whatever the name was and the E identifier to show that it's encrypted. And then for the decrypted, it does the same thing. It just goes in and then shifts them back by 5. So it puts everything in the correct order. So we'll go over here to my Cypher demo, and this is all it is. Now, one thing that I couldn't figure out is I have this set up as a constructor, but I can't figure out why it's not letting me create the object and run the constructor at the same time. So I've had to run essentially the constructor as a class method, which is fine. I'm hoping you can give me some insight on that on the feedback, but because I'm sure I made some super simple mistake. So what we'll do is we'll pass in tests. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, encrypted file and directory. So now we will go into my directory and test.e. So this is the original version, just kind of has some text in there. And then this is what it returns, all this gibberish. And it also changes all of the spaces, so you can't even tell like where the word breaks are. And it's basically all set up, the string set up by keyboard entry. So it's QWER across the top, and then same thing with the numbers and all of the things. So it wouldn't be easy to find out, going just through like alphabetical order. I thought that was kind of neat. So then in order to decrypt it, we can pass it in just the opposite way. So what we can do is we will rename this file to just 2, so that way we'll actually create a new one in here. And then we'll pass test back in as E, and it will know to go ahead and decrypt it. So we'll save this guy. We'll recompile and run it. And you can see the new test document popped up. We can open it right up. There it is, decrypted. So encryption and decryption, all in one. All right. Well, if you have any constructive feedback, please let me know. And that is all for this week.